Hey, you.
Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
Hey, I don't know what you're talking about. Are you a human?
How should I, your true love, know from another one by his cockle hat and staff and his sandal shoon?
I'm guessing by those weird words you are indeed a human.
Say you? Nay, pray you, Mark. He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. At his head a grass green turf, at his heels a stone. Oh ho!
Okay, you have definitely gone unsighted, so you are an automaton. Unfortunately, I have to kill you.
Pray you, Mark. White his shroud as the mountain snow.
I just really wanted to see if you had some meteor dust because I'm running out of time and I really don't want to go unsighted like you have, but I guess I'll just check your possessions after I kill you because you've definitely gone unsighted.
Larded all with sweet flowers, which bewept to the ground, did not go with true love showers.
Okay, I feel kind of bad. I don't think I'm gonna kill you because you are senile enough. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and introduce this week's episode. Ophelia and Alma eat Sickies Garage. Hello, hello. Welcome to Anovelconsole, your weekly podcast where we talk about books, games, food, and stuff that caught our attention during the week. My name is Chris, and with me is my beautiful, delirious, and formerly sick wife, Karradyne.
Hello, beautiful people.
You are definitely messed up in the head. I think that fever you had just screwed something up.
I never had a fucking fever.
Are you sure?
I'm positive, but this, I really succeeded in what I was trying to do.
What, sound like you're crazy?
Yes, exactly. So my book that I'm reviewing, where the Ophelia part of the title comes from, my main character is Ophelia, and she's named after Ophelia from Hamlet, Shakespeare's Hamlet. That I was reading you all of her lines from when she starts to go crazy, when she sinks into madness.
Okay.
Yes.
So it does kind of work out.
Exactly. You totally understood the assignment without realizing that you understood the assignment.
I guess.
Yeah.
Because you kind of sounded like you were going unsighted for a little bit. All I was waiting for was for you to hit me with something.
That was the intention.
It did work. You know who also works?
Our Patreon supporters.
Yes, I wish you could go back to not knowing where I'm going with this every time I ask it so I could say, no, our Patreon supporters.
Well, then you need to stop doing it in everyday life, too, because you don't only do it while we sit down to record.
Yeah, I do it every day.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
While we're having dinner, while
Guess who else likes chicken nuggets? Our Patreon supporters. I didn't fart. That was our Patreon supporters.
That one was our Patreon supporters.
Oh my god.
They subscribe to our Patreon for $2 a month. They get to vote in the backlog of Doom polls. They also get to enjoy extra episodes whenever we release them. And I think we might be releasing one Friday. It's not going to be Marvel. It's going to be something different leading up to something big in February.
You say February weird.
How do you say February?
How
do you say it?
I say February. You say February.
February.
Which is technically, I guess, the phonetic pronunciation. February. No, you added an R somewhere. Because you say February.
February.
February. Oh, you're confusing me.
We're making that month weird now.
Oh, God.
So, last week, which apparently a lot of the listeners decided to help us out. We're going to ask you guys again to share the episode with friends. A lot of people did, and we got listens out the ass last week.
That's good.
And I loved it.
We need it again this week because we're posting a day late. Yay!
Yay! Yay being sick on the only weekend you're off every month.
Woo!
Yay! But we did go to Nick and Kaylee's wedding before we felt sick, so that was pretty nice.
It was very
It was a
nice.
very nice wedding. I'm
It was
very happy.
beautiful.
Nick, previous guest of the show for
Gourd
this
flute.
Ocarina of Time
The gourd
episode.
flute.
He got married to Kaylee. They had a beautiful wedding. I was in the wedding. Another coworker that looks like Garfield, acts like
Former
Garfield,
coworker.
and sounds like Garfield was there too. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and congratulations, Nick and Kaylee. We enjoyed the wedding a lot, and we're very happy for you guys.
Yes.
So.
We're more happy for Kara, but yes.
because
Mommy and Daddy are together forever.
because you said thank you.
That was so fucking cute. I can't stand her. I can't stand her.
She is adorable.
She makes me question my life choices.
Okay, why don't you tell us about your one celebrity encounter at Disney?
Oh my gosh, how did this even come up? Oh, it was when we were watching Modern Family. Because remember they were doing the episode where Gloria and Phil are together and they get asked to be extras in the background of a commercial for reverse mortgages. And it's these two old men like Henry Winkler Henry Winkler will tell you more now. And, you know, Phil and Gloria are fucking up everything in the background. And I was like, yeah, Henry Winkler is my one and only celebrity encounter from when I worked at Disney. Everybody has awesome celebrity stories. Like Jen, she got to hold open the back gate to Epcot to let Hugh Jackman in. Hugh Jackman! Another girl got to meet Gary Sinise. What the fuck?
Who the hell is Gary
You don't know who
Sinise?
Gary Sinise is?
No.
Lieutenant Dan.
Oh,
Yes!
oh, was it with his charity thing?
Probably.
Where he gets, I think
For like vets or something?
no,
Or
yeah, I think so. I think it's like children of vets that have fallen in combat,
something like that.
and he buys like hundreds of Disney tickets to take these kids to Disney.
I don't know. I just know she got to meet him. I was
He's such a wholesome person.
pretty upset. But yeah, so Christmas Day, when I worked at Disney, I was working the main entrance at Epcot. I was always either at the main entrance or the back entrance, IG, the International Gateway. But I was at the main
Instagram.
entrance, and oh, shut up. We had like kind of been given a talking to by management about like not saying Merry Christmas to everyone because, you know, some people still get really offended if you say Merry Christmas to them and they don't celebrate Christmas. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with getting offended. I'm just saying I thought it was kind of silly that in 20 whatever the hell this was, we still had to be lectured about this. I'm like, can we use common sense?
Why don't
Anyway.
we all adopt Godzilla's saying instead of saying yes, let's just scream at each other.
Merry Christmas.
Or just fill our mouths with like
my God.
rubbing alcohol and set it on fire and spit it at people.
Anyway.
No, the Merry Crimbus from the meme. It's not Christmas, and you're wishing somebody a Merry something that they don't understand.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry
Crimba.
Chrysler.
Merry Crimba.
Oh God. Anyway. Yeah, so I was working main entrance and I was saying just my regular have a good time to everybody. I wasn't even saying happy holidays, just have fun. And this family came through. I was like, have fun, have fun. And then I guess what I assumed was like grandpa was leading up the back of the line with his hat on. He's looking down. I can't see his face. He does his finger on the biometric thing. And I was like, have a good time. And he looked up at me and just like was like genuinely amazed. I was like, thank you. And I was like, holy fucking shit. It's Henry Winkler. It's Henry fucking Winkler. What the hell? What the hell? Yeah, I was shook.
So from the reaction that you say that he had from you saying have a good time.
I felt like he was just like amazed that someone didn't tell him Merry Christmas. Maybe this is me reading into it too much.
I mean, but to
maybe
me,
maybe he just had interactions with really crappy cast members that like didn't even tell him to have fun. And I don't know.
To me,
I'm just reading into his dramatic pause and looking up at me after like seeming to purposely be hiding his face.
to me, it almost sounds like he was having an awful trip.
Probably.
He was having
I mean,
the
to be at
worst
Disney
trip with
for
his family.
Christmas is a nightmare. A nightmare.
And you say have a good time, and he's like, Thank you. I needed that. It's like when you need a hug and somebody gives you a hug out of nowhere.
I mean, yeah, that's
You gave what is his name, Henry Winkler, a virtual hug. No, not virtual. A worded hug.
that's very possible. So yes, my one Disney celebrity encounter was with the Fonz.
That is awesome.
It was pretty cool. I grew up
Well,
watching Happy Days with my aunts. It
we
was
have
nice.
been very close to another celebrity, Benjamin from Breaking Benjamin.
Oh my gosh, we saw them in concert. It
No,
doesn't count.
he was like 100 feet away from us, walking up the stairs when we went to see him at that stadium in UCF. Remember when he went into the crowd
Vaguely.
and he was
Yeah,
walking around and
yeah.
singing?
I thought maybe I was gonna manage to get a picture of him with him.
He was so
We
close.
failed.
He was extremely close.
I meant Nickelback.
You meant
That was pretty
Nickelback?
awesome. I bet Jason Momoa and Jason Isaacs and Stan fucking Lee.
And the cyborg man, the giant creepy
The
tall one.
cyborg man.
What's his name? Life.
Oh, Jeff Goldblum.
Punch Away. That guy,
Yes.
yeah, Goldblum.
Life will find a way.
Yeah. He's very creepy in person. He is very tall and long.
He is wonderful and
Like a
so strange. He is a very strange man.
Chuck E. Cheese animatronic is what he's like.
Yeah.
So I told you about the Drake condom hot sauce thing, right?
Yes.
So when I first heard about it, I didn't pay attention to it. So it almost sounded to me like he was going to have sex with this Instagram model. And when he put the condom on, he put hot sauce on the condom so it would kill his semen before he had sex with her. But then
Why would he put hot sauce on his dick?
that's what I thought. And I'm like,
Does he hate himself?
like this,
I go up in his urethra.
I mean, he is kind of full of himself. He is, this new wave of.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
That's the only song I know from him.
And I when you need my.
So I thought that he was just, I don't know, maybe so hopped up on something that he was just being stupid and did that. But no, it turns out.
Like, eat this taco, bitch.
It turns
I
out
can't.
that he talked to the model. They both consented to it. They had sex. He went into the bathroom. He threw the condom out and he filled it with hot sauce for it to kill the sperm, which is kind of weird. He went back into
And
the
we don't
room.
know if any of this is real. This
I mean,
is just
this
a
is-
story circulating the internet
Yeah.
right now.
And he went back into the room and she goes into the bathroom to clean up and she starts screaming. He runs in to see what happens and she had grabbed the condom and poured it inside of her with the hot sauce and she hadn't known.
Okay, but hear me out. What color was his fucking hot sauce? Or what color is his semen? Because I've never seen hot sauce that looks like semen. I've never seen semen that looks like hot sauce. I'm just saying. Was he using like a black condom that you couldn't see through and she was just, mindlessly dumping this into her vajayjay? Like,
Maybe.
did she get a turkey baster, suck it up in the turkey baster, and then like the turkey baster wasn't
Why is
like,
there always
well,
a
I mean,
turkey baster with you?
because you can't just take a condom and like dump it in your hole. Like that's not how that hole works. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it needs guidance. It needs guidance.
Okay, but like people are saying like, okay, she's wrong for doing that, right?
It's really sad that he feels he has to. If this is real, it's sad,
It's sad
that he has to do that.
Yeah, it's very sad. And
But like, think about how much money a baby mama could get off of him.
off of him
So
specifically.
much money. Yes.
Because not only does he do music, but he's also a producer, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
He
don't
got
know either.
Degrassi money in there somewhere
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I mean, and he's got TV money, so he's loaded. I just think it's so funny. Like people online are like, "Good for him for standing up for himself and putting hot sauce in his condoms."
I just need to know. Like, I need more information.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. Because this is one of those weird internet things that just pops up out of nowhere, and seemingly not a lot of people are talking about it because it's just that weird.
Where did you find this?
I saw it on JRR on their Facebook, and then I was scrolling through my news feed on Facebook. You know how it gives you that side of where it's just news
Yeah.
about things that you like or
Yeah.
whatever. And there I saw it again, and that's where I read the whole thing, which
It's insane.
is just fucking bananas. All right, so moving on from hot
Have you
sauce.
ever had hot sauce in your vagina?
No, but I have had hot
No, I'm
sauce.
asking our listeners.
Oh, if you have, oh God, I feel bad for you. I have had hot sauce in my eye by accident.
Not your urethra.
No, not my urethra, thank God. Moving on from hot sauce condoms. Nintendo has been doing this thing over the past few days where on their stories on Instagram, they post two columns. One that says, like this, and then the other one says, try this.
Oh, yeah, those are pretty popular right now.
Yeah,
Like this, read this, like this, try this. Yeah.
So the try this games are games that have demos for you to try out, see if you like them or whatnot. So which is good. What I don't get is some of these things don't really fit right.
Correlate.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Big Brain Academy, Brain versus Brain. It's a game for you to exercise your brain.
Makes
right?
sense. Makes sense that they would be paired.
If you like this, try Clubhouse 51 Games, which is 51 royalty-free board games that you can play. So not Connect 4, not checkers, not battle tanks. So bunch of Mancala, is that one? Chinese checkers. So how does training your brain correlate to board games? You don't know?
I have no idea.
Me neither. The next
You're
one,
exercising your brain.
I guess, but at that point you might as well just break out the games in real life. The next one, Super Mario Odyssey, Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. That one kind of tracks because Captain Toad is a spin-off of Super Mario 3D World. So that one, I see that one. The next one is Ring Fit Adventures, which is, the exercise game with the ring thingy. And that one correlates to Fitness Boxing 2, which is another exercise.
Also makes sense.
Yep. Splatoon 2 is a third-person game where you have to paint everything, and the team that paints the most wins the fight. So it's not about kills; it's about who covers the most turf. They say if you like this, try Arms, which is a one-on-one fighting game in which you throw your arms at your enemy and try to hit them. That one doesn't track for me. Does that sound like it tracks for you?
Not really.
No? Okay. Next one is Animal Crossing and Dragon Quest Builders 2. Animal Crossing is the super chill
I know.
island thingy.
With the lion that you hated.
With the lion that I hate,
Lionel.
Yeah, I hate that guy. And Dragon Quest Builders is Minecraft with Dragon Quest characters.
They're building. Yes?
Yes.
So yeah, you're building things.
I feel like it does connect, like it correlates, but very, very thinly. Like not a lot would, I wouldn't say, oh, you like Animal Crossing, play Dragon Quest. No. The next one is Tetris Effect, and it's with Box Boy and Box Girl. This is a puzzle game. Tetris is a puzzle game, which everybody knows, obviously. And Box Boy, Box Girl is basically a puzzle platformer. So while one is based on music and getting these shapes to clear, the other one is let's get to the end of the stage. That one, to me, it doesn't. No. The last one on this one list is Hollow Knight and Little Nightmares 2. Hollow Knight is a Metroidvania game that kind of looks like it was inspired by what's this creepy fuck's name that always works with
Tim Burton.
him? Yeah,
Tim Burton.
so it looks like Tim Burton made a Metroidvania, and then Little Nightmares looks like Tim Burton made a horror game in which you have to hide and run away from things. That one kind of does track, but it's nowhere near the exact same gameplay. So that one, I don't know.
I hear night and night. Same.
Night and Night,
Yes, even if it is K-N-I and N-I.
KNIGHT.
Yes, I don't have to spell the whole thing. A
Okay.
K night and an N night.
And I was so thrown off by that when I was like, that's weird. And then the next day they put another one that says like this, try this. First one, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Try Kirby Fighters 2. Okay, they're both kind of platform fighters. That'll work. Metroid Dread, Ori and the Blind Forest. Perfect. They are the exact type of game, even though one is space and the other one is fantasy. They are perfect. Donut County, which I absolutely
I remember.
adore.
Yes.
I want you to play this game so bad.
I know.
I think you would love it. You will laugh so hard if you played this game.
I know.
And they set that one up with Katamari Damacy Reroll, which in one you have a hole where you're grabbing shit all over the place, and in the other one you have a ball where you're grabbing shit all over the place. So that one tracks to me, especially in the wackiness and the humor. So I like that one. Stardew Valley, which is what I would have put with Animal Crossing, and Spirit Fair, which I've never played, and Marla wants us to play on the show. Maybe we will.
Marla has terrible ideas for the show. She wants us to eat Oreos with sour cream.
That actually sounds awesome. We should do that.
Sounds awful.
All right, so we got 3 more. The next one is Grease, which you saw me play a little bit of. That game is beautiful, and that one is matched with When the Past Was Around, which I have never heard of, so I have no idea. The next one is Fire Emblem Three Houses, and it is paired with this Gaia 6. They're both tactical RPGs in which you have units that you level up and you can evolve and shit, and you got fight bunch of bad guys and stuff. So that one tracks. The final one, which is funny, I thought this shit was funny. It's Hyrule Warriors, which is the Dynasty Warriors version of Zelda, with Samurai Warriors 5. They are basically the exact same game, except one is samurais and the other one is Zelda. So that was kind of a cheap cop out.
Shame on them.
But it's good. I really enjoyed looking at those. So I think that's enough for now. Do you want to go into book talk?
Yes.
All right. So this is book talk.
This week's book is Ophelia After All by Racquel Marie. It will publish on February 8th, 2022, and it will be published by Fywell and Friends. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Fywell.
Fuel something.
Fywell.
Yeah. So basically, I'm just going to take a cop out and read the synopsis to you, and then I'll tell you what I thought.
So wait. Before you do that.
Okay.
Is this an advanced reader's copy?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so a teen girl navigates friendship drama, the end of high school, and discovering her queerness in Ophelia After All, a hilarious and heartfelt contemporary YA debut by author Racquel Marie. Ophelia Rojas knows what she likes. Her best friends, Cuban food, rose gardening, and boys. Way too many boys. Her friends and parents make fun of her endless stream of crushes, but Ophelia is a romantic at heart. She couldn't change even if she wanted to. So when she finds herself thinking more about cute, quiet Talia Sanchez than the loss of a perfect prom with her ex-boyfriend, seeds of doubt take root in Ophelia's firm image of herself. Add to that the impending end of high school and the fracturing of her once solid friend group, and things are spiraling a little out of control. But the course of love and sexuality never did run smooth. As her secrets begin to unravel, Ophelia must make a choice between clinging to the fantasy version of herself she's always imagined, or upending everyone's expectations to rediscover who she really is after all.
So it's a coming of age story and finding her own sexuality story.
Yes. And it is so wonderful. So like I said, it's called Ophelia After All because she's named after Ophelia from Shakespeare's Hamlet. Her mom is an English professor, and there's lots of code switching. There's lots of Spanish because her dad is Cuban. Her mom is Irish, I think. So that brings in a fun play. Why are your eyes doing that weird thing?
I when I worked in Repo, there was a dude that was Cuban, and his wife was Irish, and they would fight all the time.
Oh, that doesn't sound like our parents.
So every time I just hear like, oh, an Irish dating a Cuban or some sort of Latino, I just think about them too.
Oh my gosh. That's wonderful. But yeah, so Ophelia, she's adorable. All of her clothes have floral prints. She's obsessed with gardening and roses, and she's boy crazy. Every time she has a crush on a boy, she's like a mile a minute, getting way ahead of herself, falling in love. They're gonna have babies. They're gonna get married.
Writing Ophelia and whoever forever on her
Yes,
notebook.
Ophelia and Hamlet forever and ever and ever. All of her friends make fun of her for it. Her mother even tells all of her students about it. That's a lovely point of contention later on in the novel when she finds out that her mother is telling all of her students about her boy craziness.
Are you sure the mom is not the Cuban one?
I'm
Because
positive.
that sounds like something a Latino mom would do.
Oh my God. No, I'm positive. I'm positive. But basically, like, so I've gotten to where I really don't like contemporary YA books so much anymore. Give me YA fantasy, give me YA sci-fi, it's fine. But don't give me a contemporary YA because it's fucking boring. Because it's all just a bunch of high school drama. Oh, will he ask me to prom? Oh, will I lose my virginity to him? Oh my God, shoot me. But if you give me a gay YA contemporary, then I'm all about it. Let's all embrace the gayness and be happy forever. Yes. So yeah, that just really puts a new spin on, or a different, it's a, what's the word I'm looking for here?
A modern?
No, I mean, sort of, maybe. It makes the YA contemporary genre like more,
Inviting?
yeah, you could say that, more inviting. It's being broadened. It's not just, oh my God, will the cute boy ask me to prom? Coming from a girl, not a boy, because boy would make it way more interesting.
People aren't ready for that.
But no, I mean, it was just really beautiful because you have this girl who's always been obsessed with boys, and then she finally meets a girl who is open about having had a relationship with another girl before. And it's like the minute she sees that it's a possibility, the light switch like flips on for her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, oh gosh, it's just really beautiful, and it really touches on like all the fears that any like high schooler in the closet would have about like, oh my gosh, if I'm a girl and I like girls, my girlfriends aren't going to want me over for sleepovers anymore. If I'm a girl who likes girls, my guy friends are going to like fetishize me basically, you know? So, it was
I kind of get that.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Because I
kind of
mean,
get
I
that.
sit here and think like, if I had like, liked girls like that, like, would my best friends be my best friends, my best girlfriends? Would they be my friends, or would they have been weirded out by me? And like, I don't know.
When I was in high school, I was part of the group of kids that only listened to rock music. Because I don't know if this is still how kids do it, but back when I was in school, we would kind of separate like
Based on our preferred genres of music.
yes, because the
Yeah.
majority of the kids would listen to reggaeton and just reggaeton because it was the music that was in, and it was from Puerto Rico, and it was in Spanish, and everybody could understand it.
For me, it was all country music.
And it talks about sex and drugs and women and whatnot. And then there were the weird ones who were the ones that listened to rock, and they all kind of like conglomerated into this group.
Like the goth kids.
Yes, and there were a lot of emos.
Yep.
And they would hang out in one specific part of the school, and the other kids that would listen to reggaeton and shit would avoid it like the plague. Anyways, in that group, there were a lot, like a crazy number of lesbians in that group. And I understand.
Did you fetishize them?
No.
Did your group fetishize them?
Some
Yes.
some of the guys did.
Yeah.
And it was weird because these girls were obviously 100% not into guys or wanted anything to do with guys and anything that wasn't were friends. So yeah, I kind of get that part of feeling like they were gonna get fetishized because I did see it and it was gross.
Well, it happens a lot. A lot. It's kind of sad. But I appreciated that, like, as she, like, sort of starts to come out of the closet, or I don't even know that I want to say come out of the closet. I don't know. It just feels like not the accurate description for this. I don't know. But, like, as she starts, like, talking about it with her friends and learns, like, oh, my friends aren't really straight either, because, like, you got one that's asexual, you got one that's aromantic, you got one that's pansexual, you got one that's, I don't even know, because some of these terms were, like, new to me, but
I have never heard aromantic.
yeah. So this one character explains at the end that she, like, finds people attractive, and, like, not just boys, not just girls, but she doesn't have any interest in being with them or romance in any way, shape, or form. Like, she feels attraction.
Okay. All right.
But and it's not the same as asexual.
Right.
Because wait. If you're aromantic, does that mean you're asexual? But if you're asexual, it doesn't mean you're aromantic? We need to brush up on this terminology.
Does being aromantic mean you're not interested in the romance, but
You're okay with the sex?
yeah.
I don't know. We gotta look into this. Maybe I don't know. But I just think it's really great that there are books like this for kids to read when they're in this age group and see that, like, they're not alone. If that makes sense. But then you have places like Texas that are going to put this on their book ban list. And it was all for nothing. Fuck.
Somebody from Texas is going to hear this episode.
Aromantic? No, ban.
And they're going to ban the book before it even comes out.
Ban Ophelia and ban a novel console.
No, would they need a novel console to tell them what to ban next?
Oh, God. I can't. But yeah, it's full of really awesome Shakespeare references and quotes. I loved that, even though I fucking hate Shakespeare. But I love, like, reading an academic's take on Shakespeare and, like, finding the beauty in Shakespeare. Shakespeare goes right over my head. Whoop.
You remember when I was taking that class
Othello,
where I had to watch Othello?
Yes.
I wanted to blow my brains out.
Oh my gosh, it's really difficult. And, like, that Ophelia bit that I was reading at the beginning of the episode, they have, it's sad that they have to have the original text and then modern text. So, where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark? Where is the beautiful queen of Denmark? How now, Ophelia? What are you doing, Ophelia?
Sup?
It's just like, what's that like super well known quote from Romeo and Juliet? Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? And everyone thinks it means, where are you, Romeo? It means, why are you Romeo? Like, why are you from that family that my family hates? Not where are you? Why are you Romeo? Why can't you be someone else that my family doesn't hate?
Shakespeare is
hard.
It's bad.
Shakespeare is hard as fuck. No, it's not bad.
Are you sure?
It's not bad.
Othello was bad.
Oh.
You know what my paper said?
This was bad.
Yes, apart from
Fail me now.
Apart from that, it said the whole story is that guy wants to get back at Othello for being black. not because of his merits, just for black.
Oh my gosh.
It's literally the entire story. And I told her, like, this is a story about people that have nothing better to do and they are in power. Fail me. It's so bad. It was
God.
awful.
I don't remember why I took this. It was like a 1 hour credit class and it was on Shakespeare. And I remember we had to watch a couple movies, and one of them was
Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio and that other girl and John Leguizamo.
no,
And everybody had guns.
I've never seen that one.
We should
I've
watch
never
that.
seen it. Okay. We had to watch Sir Ian McKellen's is it King Lear? No, not King Lear. Sir Richard the Fourth, whatever the fuck that one is. Richard the Fourth, Richard. Oh God, I gotta Google it. Hold on. Richard the Third.
Not the fourth. You were over by a number.
Oh my gosh. It was made in 1995, but it's like a reimagined Richard III that takes place in the 1930s. And it gives off some Hitler vibes.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
And I remember like I feel like it ends with like Ian McKellen falling into this fiery pit of hell. Because he's Richard the Third, and Richard the Third was evil.
I see.
Yeah, I don't like seeing him as a villain.
Was Ian McKellen old? Or
I mean, he's always been old. It was made in 1995, so he was still like
Old?
60, 70. I mean, he was not young in 1995 by any means.
I mean, he doesn't look young.
He
but
doesn't look like Gandalf the Grey.
No.
Yet.
No.
That's in 6 years.
And
5 years, I guess, or
excuse
4,
the
depending on
asshole
when they
that
started
drove by. He really had no manners.
filming.
But I mean, he looked good. He looked.
We should watch that movie. Richard
We
the
should
Third.
watch this movie too.
Yeah.
He looks dashing.
He's a very handsome man. He's one of my Lord of the Rings crushes. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if he's old. I don't care if he's gay. Lots of my Lord of the Rings crushes are gay. I love them still. I love you, Bard. I love you,
That one.
Thranduil. I love you, Gandalf.
Thranduil
Thranduil is gay.
He's gay.
Yes.
He's very gay.
Lee Pace.
Yeah.
And Luke Evans. Yes.
Luke Evans. Yeah.
They're gay.
Yeah. That one's still shocking. Luke Evans. Gay.
Ooh, it's shocking because you don't follow him on social media to see that he looks like everybody's gay daddy dream. Oh
Really?
my God.
Okay,
in his
so-
teeny tiny shorts and his super ripped body, and his hair is really like clean cut and slick, and he is not a furry man like he is in the movie.
See the thing.
Oh man.
To me,
Let me show you a picture. You keep going.
To me, it's not weird because it's not weird. It's normal. It's just not somebody that I would have pictured as gay.
Picture him as as him in his roles. You don't picture him.
That too, but it also because he looks like all of these handsome macho Hollywood actors. He looks like your Antonio Banderas.
He does. They actually are. They resemble each other a good bit.
Your Orlando Bloom, right? He
Yeah.
looks like all of these.
I'm
manly-
surprised Orlando Bloom is not gay.
And now that I think about it, now that I saw him in that #1 Trilly video, he's like, Naked Gun is pretty great. Like, okay, yeah, he might be gay. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that skirt thing that he
His
has.
sarong.
What?
His sarong.
Is really it looks very comfortable. I would wear that to go to the beach.
Oh God. But yeah, he ain't straight. He's not. And you know it's funny? Like when I first saw him in The Hobbit, I was like, I'm gonna go find him and I'm gonna marry him. And I'm not his type.
No,
unfortunately.
definitely not.
Far from his type. I mean,
probably-
look at this. Would Christian not go crazy running across the beach and flail himself at that man's feet?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm probably not his type either. So
No,
it's
I
okay.
think
We're both losing.
yeah, you're no, I don't think you are.
No.
Oh boy. But
All
he
right.
is beautiful.
Let's go back to Ophelia After All. What else do you have to say?
It's a wonderful book. Make sure you get it when it comes out on the 8th. Highly recommend it.
And if your kids are confused, let them read it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
sounds
a
like it's a good
really,
book.
really good coming of age, coming to terms with like not having to live up to what everybody else thinks that you are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, she was so worried about letting everybody down because everybody sees her as Ophelia, the boy crazy girl who loves her roses. And she's like, what if I just shatter everything that they think about me? And like, it doesn't matter. What matters is you being true to yourself. So good. It made me cry.
Good.
It was a really, really good book.
Good. You didn't give it a score yet.
5 stars.
5 stars.
5 out of 5.
All right, so that was Ophelia After All. It gets 5 stars. So let's go ahead and get in some games and stuff. So for this week's game, we have Unsighted. Unsighted is an action-adventure, Souls-like Metroidvania RPG developed by Studio Pixel Junk and published by Humble Games on September 30th, 2021. It came out on Steam, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PS4. I played the Switch version. In the world of Unsighted, Alma, an automaton, awakens to a world in ruin after the war with the humans. Anima is the resource that gives automatons sentience, is running out and turning Alma's friends into mindless killing machines, the Unsighted. That is written very weird, and that is directly from the Steam page for the game. I copied it directly, and it is written very weird. Anyways, what can I say about this game? This game... Damn, this is a good game. This is a very, very good game.
And that is his review.
That is my entire review.
Yes.
So let's go into garbage. No, but really, let's get into the review. So let's start off with the graphics. The graphics look awesome. They look like a cross between modern pixel art and an Atari 2600 pixel graphics. It just looks... It looks so good. The character models all have this sort of animation where they kind of look and a little bit disjointed. So you would see the full character portrait whenever you're talking to them, and you would see that their body kind of like moves in segments. Like their hair moves different from the face moves different from the neck, and the rest of the body like move. They all kind of like go and like if you were moving a hand up and then the other one slowly chasing it, and when the one that was going up starts going down, then the other one starts slowly chasing it going down. That's the best way that I could describe it.
It's still confusing.
Yeah, it's very confusing. The point is, it looks awesome, and all of the art and everything is hand-drawn in pixels. So that is like wild.
That's some insane effort.
Yeah, it is. It is super crazy. The music is very atmospheric. The combat feels great. You do have a couple of weapons for you to use. You have swords, axes, you have guns, you have grappling hooks, which I loved. You have a giant shuriken that you can throw and control. You have a spinning top. You have a flamethrower, and
a spinning top.
Yes,
I imagine like playing spinny top thingies
like that, but except you get on top of it and you ride rails with it.
What?
And you attack with it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's super crazy. And counter to the flamethrower, you have an ice thrower. So
okay,
yeah,
like icicles to stab people.
No, like you know how a flamethrower shoots fire?
Yes.
An ice thrower shoots ice, like shoots frozen.
Like snow.
No, it shoots like a stream of frozen that freezes stuff.
Okay.
And does damage.
Okay.
And apart from that, there are elemental variations to the weapons. Like you have electric sword, fire sword, ice sword, electric axe, fire axe, ice axe. And you can get one throughout the game where it's a combination of all three. So you would have a sword that's fire, ice, and electricity. And basically that just... makes it so that you don't have to keep swapping out between weapons whenever you need to use a specific elemental weapon for a puzzle that you're doing. The, the game is just it's just brilliant. It's really good. So the game, like I said, is kind of a Souls-like game in the fact that it has hard combat. There are checkpoints in which you go and rest, refill your health, and your Estus flask, which in this game they are syringes that are filled with some green.
Alcohol.
No,
Lame.
no, yeah, lame. They're syringes that are filled with some green goo that you inject that and heals you. And they do run out, but you can recharge them in the checkpoints, kind of like in Dark Souls, which is pretty cool. And the gameplay itself, the combat has this mechanic like in Dark Souls where you have a parry, where when enemies attack you, you parry their attacks, and that opens them up to extra damage if you manage to do it in the correct time, and it stuns the enemy. Apart from that, you have rolls, which I I learned how to parry at the end of the game because I had to finish an important part of the game. But most of the game, I was just dodging and attacking and dodging and attacking. You also have the ability to craft things, so you can craft new weapons, disposable syringes, cogs, which give you some temporary boost, which actually make it so that you can cheese the game and pass it, make your run easier. But apart from all that, I just want to talk about something very, very cool with the game, and is that the game, like they said in the premise, there was a meteor in the middle of the city, and that meteor releases an energy that makes the automatons, which were robots created by humans, it gives them sentience.
Sounds like Autobots.
Automaton. It's a
Autobot.
oh, Jesus Christ. All right, fine.
Optimus Prime.
So it gives them sentience, and the humans decide to encapsulate the meteor so that the robots lose their sentience when their timer runs out, which is why throughout the game you're collecting meteor dust. This meteor dust, you can give it to the other robots throughout the world to keep them from going unsighted. When they go unsighted is when their timer has run out, they've gone insane, and you basically have to kill them, unfortunately. Your player character, Alma, also has that timer, and your assistant, which is a little floating robot fairy with massive bouncing boobs.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Why?
I'm not, but her
Why?
boobs are huge and they're bouncing, and she's a
Why?
robot. Yeah. Anyways, so it makes you choose between using the meteor dust on yourself or giving it to the other robots, which is good because not only do you help them stay sane, but it also builds a relationship with them, which at the final level, they give you something. Be it the ability to craft items on the fly, the ability to teleport whenever you want. I don't think that's a thing.
Making things up.
Yeah, I don't remember that if that was a thing or not. I beat this game like a week and a half ago, so I'm just going off of the notes that I have. They do give you extra weapons depending on who or what automaton you actually give the dust to. And there's one particular one that for every 3 pieces of meteor dust you give them, they give you a permanent syringe. So that is an extra health item that you can use whenever you're fighting robots. And the syringes, they recharge over time while you're in combat. So every time you attack an enemy, you gain a little bit of the syringe back, and so on and so forth until it fills up. You can also find tanks throughout the world that you can smack around and, get your syringe refilled. But let me go back to the time thing. So you would think that you having this time for these robots before they go crazy would be incredibly stressful, right?
You would think.
Well, you have the option to turn that off entirely.
What?
Yes.
What?
So if you don't want to play the game where you have to have a sense of urgency and I have to divvy out my meteor dust correctly and who do I save, who do I sacrifice, do I use it all on myself, do I use it all on my companion, you can just turn that off entirely. You can still get the meteor dust, you can still give it to all these robots to build your relationships, and it's great because it makes it so that either you play the game the way it's intended to and get a bigger sense of accomplishment when you finish it, or B, take your time, enjoy your game, make the game easier for you if you want to. It's still a fantastic game, and I still feel like that sense of urgency, even though you don't have that time limit and that timer, is still present because you're still trying to find those 5 shards. You're still trying to craft the I forgot the name of the blade, the big blade, so that you can go kill all the monsters and free the tower, so that the anima can come back and heal all the robots, and they don't have to worry about losing their consciousness and whatnot. So that it's just such a good idea. The way that the game is crafted just makes it so that that sense of urgency is still there, even though you can waste as much time as you want in the game exploring like I did. Now, with the meteor dust, like I said, you have to give a certain amount. I think it's 3 per robot. And you can use them on yourself, on the robots all over the world, and you can use them on your little floating companion. I called her little bouncy boob fairy robot.
That's disgusting.
So once you give her the 3 meteor dust and you fill up her hearts, which one fills every time you give her meteor dust, she actually starts helping you in fights. So she will randomly attack the enemies that you're fighting. And on top of that, you can find dogs throughout the world that will help you in the fights too. Now, the bad thing about the dogs is that they all have different stats. And depending on their stats, the dog might want to sleep a lot or the dog might want to eat a lot. So you would have to keep finding fruits all over the world to give to the dogs. And but the trade off is that some of them are really strong, so they help you a lot in the fights. And I thought that was pretty cool. It kind of gave me like a Fallout companion feel, like when you get dog meat in Fallout. So you would have a dog that'll help you in the fights, plus your little fairy companion.
Did you say when you get dog meat?
Yeah, that's the name of the dog in Fallout.
That's a terrible name.
It is a terrible name for a dog. Especially if you kill dogs in Fallout, you can get dog meat off of them to eat.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. So there are some more cool graphical things. You know how I said that everything is hand drawn pixels and whatnot?
Yes.
All the cutscenes are hand drawn in pixels too.
That's nice.
It's very cool. There are a lot of details in the world that I absolutely adored. There's one where, if, let's say you've killed a bunch of robots and you run over their bodies, Alma starts tracking oil after she's run over their bodies. So she leaves footprints behind of oil. So that's a very nice little graphical touch that you see in the world. That was, I'm pretty sure, painstakingly created because it just looks really good.
I mean, it just blows my mind how long and drawn out like the animation process must be.
Yeah, especially if it's dot by dot by dot by dot.
I can't imagine. I can't.
No, it's crazy. All right, so I said that apart from crafting, there's other stuff that you can do. One of them is that you can upgrade the weapons that you have. For most of the game, I used the Iron Edge sword. This sword I upgraded to level 5. And the reason why I kept it is because it offered good damage and good stamina consumption. I did have a bunch of other weapons that were much stronger than this sword, but their stamina consumption was more than I would have liked. So with the Iron Edge, I would get to hit 4 times. With another sword, I would get to do 2. While it did do more damage, I would have to, make these adjustments mid-combat that I didn't want to do. Apart from that, you do have some chips that you can install. These make it so that you get more money from enemies, so that you don't spend any stamina when you're running, so that you hit harder when you have a certain amount of health left, stuff like that. And that does help craft Alma into the character that you want it to be. Because since you don't get to deal out stat points, you do get to boost some stats with these chips that make it so that, if your preferred method of combat is run all over the place, attack quick, get out, attack quick, get out, attack quick, get out,
That would be my tactic.
you can build Alma to work that way. So I thought that was pretty good. Like I said, there's the cogs. The cogs, wow. I loved them and I hated them at the same time. Because the cogs, what they do is you would create a cog, activate it, and you would have a certain variety of uses for them. There would be the one that would boost your attack for 2 minutes. There would be the one that would boost your stamina for 2 minutes, or your speed for 2 minutes. There's also the one where you would turn it on and you would be able to get hit 3 times before you actually take damage. And I spammed that one along with the revive cog ever since I got the cog crafting table mid game. The revive one, basically, as soon as you die, you revive with full health again and you can continue the fight. And they are not hard to make. They are not expensive to make at all. And they are made basically from parts that you find from just killing enemies on the world. Which I did like, that I could feel invincible when I was fighting a world ending robot monster. But it also felt like it cheapened the experience a little bit. Which I don't know. I love playing these games and being the worst thing out there in the world, but I like it when I'm also challenged by the fights that I'm taking place in. Now, another reason that I didn't like the cogs as much is because you would have to pause the game, select your blueprint, make the cog, go into the cog menu, turn it on, go back into the fight. And that process could sometimes take maybe a minute, maybe 40 seconds. And 40 seconds when you're in a final boss and you're getting your ass handed to you makes you lose your momentum and your flow for the battle. I did have two more other complaints about the game. The first of them is traversal. Sometimes it feels like you're not moving fast enough. Specifically when you want to get from one place to the other to go check something out that you might have left out, or if you have a new ability or item that you can use somewhere specifically that you wanted to go check out. Sometimes it feels like if there isn't a checkpoint near there, it'll take you a couple of minutes just to get to where you're going, even if it is a place that you've gone there a million times. The second issue that I had was the weapon scaling. I did say that I used the Iron Edge most of the game, which went up to level 5, which is fine. But then I also got all of these weapons that were much stronger, but they would not give me exactly what I got from the Iron Edge. And and then you didn't get the good badass weapon until the end of the game, and at that point it just feels like it's too late, like to I what's the saying, too little too late.
Yes.
So yeah, it kind of feels like that, especially because there is a whole dungeon that you can do at the end of the game before you go finish the game, and they take that sword away from you right at the entrance of that dungeon. So it just basically puts you back to where you were. It just feels like you really can't use that sword to the extent of its abilities and just abuse it entirely.
What's the point of giving it to you just to take it away?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if they would have given you an entire dungeon and it's filled with giant monsters that have been giving you a hard time the entire game, and you can just wreck shit with this new sword or axe, because you can choose it to be a sword or axe, then what's the point?
Sounds like a tease.
Yeah. But that dungeon also, you have to do kind of some extra steps just to open one specific door in there. And at that point, I was like, I think I'm done. I just want to see the end credits of this game. So I didn't do that secret dungeon. But I will say, this game is so damn good. The combat is incredible. It's so much fun. The story itself, I talked about how the anima is leaving the automatons, and the automatons are going unsighted, and they're attacking anybody and all that. There's also a love story woven into the game.
A love story?
Yes.
With the robots?
Yes. So Alma has amnesia. And throughout the game, she slowly starts remembering Racquel, which was her robot mentor who taught.
The author of Ophelia After All.
That was her name, Racquel?
Yes, Racquel.
Cool. So she starts gaining her memories back throughout the game, and she remembers that she was in love with her, and that Racquel was in love with her too. And I like how they made this story in a way that it didn't fall into stereotypes or cliches, or it didn't feel shoehorned or offensive at all. It just felt like a natural progression from the game, where not only are you looking to save everybody, but you're looking to find the love that you didn't know you had, that you slowly remembered was very important to you. You dig?
I dig.
So let me just go ahead and get into my final thoughts, because this is dragging on a little bit too much.
We talked too much in the intro.
Yeah, and I cut out a nice big chunk of it too. So while the game has a few small shortcomings, mainly traversal, weapon scaling, and crafting, it's still an absolute powerhouse of a game. The game touches on a lot of LGBTQ themes.
Look at that!
Without them feeling shoehorned in or having them fall into stereotypes, which I greatly appreciate. Pixelpunk did an absolutely fantastic job with this game, and I can't wait to see what else the studio puts out in the years to come. If you love Metroidvanias, Dark Soul games, or have a penchant for punishing combat, then this game is definitely for you. Unsighted is a definite 9 out of 10 in my book.
That's a high score.
That is a very high score. And
you were very mad about that sword, but that's still a high score.
Yeah, I mean, like, the gripes that I had with the game aren't enough to sway my opinion with the game, because the entire game, since I started it till I finished it, I enjoyed. I mean, the dungeons were designed in a very clever way. Some of them were insanely brain-racking, and if it wasn't for a couple of things that I looked up online before I went into the dungeons, I would have had a harder time. But the game is made in a way for you to break sequence. You don't have to do the dungeons in order. You can do them out of order and get weapons out of order and items out of order that will help you in other ones. So I did love that, and I tell you, the boss fights are fantastic. The music is great. The story, the ambient, the graphics, everything about this game is just plain fantastic. And it's a shame that it hasn't been covered by bigger publications and bigger podcasts and stuff, because this game definitely needs way more attention that it's gotten. And I'm glad to see end of the year videos and reviews and shit from famous YouTubers that are putting this in their top fives. And this game needs way more exposure, because it was fan-fucking-tastic. So that's 9 out of 10. So, do you know what time it is?
I know what time it is.
What time is it?
It's time for Give Me the Garbage.
All right, that is Give Me the Garbage.
this week's restaurant is Sickies Garage in Kissimmee, Florida. Hubby found this by just listening to WJRR one day, and it was on an ad because they were about to open.
It wasn't on an ad.
I thought you said it was an ad.
It was on multiple ads.
Oh, multiple ads.
Throughout the day.
And it stuck in his head.
He's
like, I want to go there.
And the DJs would not shut up about it either.
Because it is a really fucking cool premise. They have like 50 burgers. They're all different in some way, shape, or form.
There's 50 award-winning burgers and brews.
Award-winning burgers.
Award-winning.
Yeah. So, we convinced Matt and Marla to join us on this venture this weekend. So we went all the way down to Kissimmee because we don't live in Kissimmee to go to this place. It's in the bumfuck middle of tourist country. It's next to the Wizard store on 192, if that tells you anything. One of the Wizard stores.
Yep.
The one closer to the Harley Davidson and the Westgate. So
it is near the Westgate, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I mean, this place has a really cool vibe. It's very, like, vintage, like, hipster cars, like, old garage signs and car hoods everywhere. It looks cool. It's very colorful. And their menu's kind of overwhelming because there are 50 award-winning burgers to choose from. And it's just a lot. It's a lot. But, you know, looking back on it now, I feel like a lot of them sounded very similar, which is like slight changes. Like, oh, this one has pepper jack cheese and this one has cheddar cheese. Or this one has bacon and this one doesn't.
There was like three
This
of
one has
them.
jalapenos and this one has pickles.
There was like three of them that said pulled pork, pepper jack cheese, and whatever else. And one of them was the exact same thing, but with fried jalapenos.
Yes, like they were just very slight changes, unlike fucking teak that we're used to, where it is a legit 100% different burger for each of those 30 something fucking burgers, like 31 burgers. Yeah. So I chose.
Before that,
I knew you were going to say before that.
We have the
appetizer?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So we got Tater Kegs, and they're basically like these jumbo tater tots that are filled with cheese and obviously your hash. And they give you like this smoked ranch to dip it in, something like that.
Yeah. They also have bacon in it.
There was bacon in those?
Yeah.
You could have fooled me.
Yeah.
I did not know there was any bacon. I didn't taste any bacon. I didn't see any bacon. Did you?
I didn't see
just
any
got
bacon,
potatoes
but
and cheese.
I did taste the bacon.
Maybe there was some bacon bit zest.
Probably.
Bacon zest.
They had
Not great. They were very underwhelming.
They had a little crunch.
Yeah, a little.
crunch.
On the outside, you expected them to be crunchier throughout.
And they were very, very soft inside.
Yeah.
They were almost obscene, like almost insultingly soft inside.
Yeah. Yeah, because I guess the cheese just made everything way too creamy. And it was, I don't know.
And
It was disappointing.
I really couldn't tell what the seasoning on the ranch sauce was, but it was okay.
Yeah, the
It wasn't
ranch
bad.
sauce was okay. I mean, like, I don't know. It wasn't terrible. It was just not the excitement that we had built ourselves up for. So then I got the
pretzel fries.
Oh, wait. Oh, right. Matt and Marla ordered the pretzel fries, but they were out of pretzel fries, so they had to give them pretzel nuggets. I feel like that was a lie. I feel like they just don't have pretzel fries and they just give people pretzel nuggets. Like, oh, we ran out of fries. But yeah, so they got these teeny tiny little pretzel nuggets covered in the hugest fucking grains of salt you will ever see in your life. I literally had a choking fit on a piece of salt.
We both did.
A choking fit
We both almost died eating the pretzel.
with the salt.
Yep.
They weren't bad. The cheese sauce was pretty good. It could have been warmer.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. It was beer cheese, right?
That was beer cheese. It was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Then what was your burger?
I got the jalapeno cream cheese Kobe burger. It came with like 2 slices of bacon and this
Peppered
bun.
bacon, which was
Peppered
actually
bacon.
it was actually really good. I really liked the peppered
Okay,
bacon.
if you say so.
You didn't like it?
My bun was really fancy. It was like like it seemed like their take on an Asiago bun, where they just threw some shredded cheese on top of it and toasted it. Because it all fell off. This little clump of cheese just fell off of the bun. I literally cannot. Okay. And then they had your like traditional sides. You had sweet potato fries or tater tots, onion rings, stuff like that. Well, onion rings were actually an upgrade, right? Was it like $1 more for onion rings? Well, one of the regular sides, which seems weird, I feel like this would be a premium side, was the bacon creamed corn. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to eat some bacon creamed corn. It's going to be the best thing I've ever had in my life.
It was jalapeno bacon creamed corn.
Oh, yeah, excuse me. Jalapeno bacon creamed corn and my jalapeno cream cheeseburger. Oh, my God. So the corn, I went for the corn first. It looked so good. So good. It wasn't. It was way too much jalapeno. Way too much jalapeno. And that just kind of like overpowered the entire thing. It was. Did you taste it? I can't remember if you tasted it.
It wasn't good.
It was not good. It was jalapeno. It was salty jalapenos with a corn texture. And definitely we'll give you the corn poops if you know what those are.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So then my burger, that bacon was cooked to crisp perfection. That is exactly how I like my bacon cooked. It was awesome. But holy fucking hell, that whole burger, I cannot even tell you what the flavors were because it was all salt. It was all like, I could not differentiate the jalapeno cream cheese from the meat. That is how salty everything was. It all tasted exactly the same. I couldn't even tell that there was bacon on my burger, except for the fact that it was crunchier than everything else. That is literally the only indication there was anything other than meat. Salty meat.
You didn't get jalapeno cream cheese. You got cream cheese with jalapenos put on top of it.
Yeah, that's a little bit misleading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried it and
Salt.
I had two notes in my mouth.
Salt.
One was salt. The other one was cream cheese.
I didn't taste that cream cheese at all.
It kind of tasted like they just threw a ball of cream cheese in it, and I bit into that ball
and mixed sea salt into the cream cheese.
Jesus Christ. And I don't know if it's how you eat burgers or what, but when I picked it up, I had like a little bit of bottom bun, a giant ass dry patty, and then the top bun.
That's another thing. It was
Did you eat all the bun?
No, it fell apart with all the Asiago cheese that was falling off of it. I don't know. No, it was dry as fuck. It was dry as fuck. It was probably like drier than my McDonald's hamburger I just had. Which is saying a lot.
Okay, so I had something very fun.
Well, in your mind, it was fun
Because they have some very fun burger ideas when they're not the exact same burger with pulled pork
yes,
on it.
a pulled pork jalapeno pickle variation.
Yeah.
Cheese.
So I had the twin cam, which is a burger patty sandwich in between two grilled cheese sandwiches.
Oh, right. I forgot that's what you got.
Yeah, it had pepper bacon and bacon jalapeno jam. I could not taste the bacon jalapeno jam at all.
That's because it probably wasn't there.
It probably wasn't there. The grilled cheese were perfect grilled cheese, textbook examples, crunchy, gooey, delicious. So they added a very nice crunchy crust to the burger, which was almost well done. And for some reason,
That was
very
another
salty.
thing. They didn't ask us how we wanted our burgers cooked. They didn't ask any of us. And well, Marla got chicken, so I hope they wouldn't ask her. Could you imagine if she was the only one that they asked? How do you lick your chicken? A little bloody.
A little pink in the middle. So it was well done. It was so
They were all fucking done and dry as hell.
and very, very salty.
Yeah.
So I didn't taste the salt until on one I bit bottom burger and top grilled cheese. And I was like, why is this so salty?
It's like drinking the ocean.
Because the thing is, between the grilled cheeses, the salt would hide very well. But I really really like that the cheesiness of the grilled cheese and the cheese on the patty was so creamy and so melty, and that was a really good bite. And I really couldn't taste how salty it was until I got a good bite of burger.
How are the onion rings?
Before that, the burger, I really I got kind of like a sense of nostalgia eating the
Oh
burger.
God, of course you did.
Why? Why do you say that?
I don't know.
No, but I did. Because the thing is, like, when it was summertime and my dad was in charge of taking care of me and he was being lazy, he would make, burgers on the skillet.
Your dad is going to be so offended that you called him lazy.
I mean, he wasn't going to make a 5-star meal for a 7
Mofongo and pernil.
Yeah,
for my 7-year-old son.
Exactly. He wasn't going to do
My
that.
growing boy.
So he would just do cheap burgers on the skillet, and then he would put them between 2 patties and toast the patties with cheese and everything.
Oh.
So it was kind of like that.
Okay.
It just reminded me of me hanging out with my dad eating those burgers.
But they probably weren't well done and covered in salt.
No, they definitely were well done, but not
covered
covered
in
in salt. The onion rings were good. I like the onion rings. If we ever go back, I'm just gonna have onion rings, and maybe the donut burger. But I had the onion rings with the Cajun horseradish sauce, and that horseradish sauce was pretty good. I kind of expected it to be way more horseradishy than it was, but it was still pretty good. I did really like it with the onion rings. I don't know. I think the waitress tried to take my plate away, and I said, "No, I'm still working on that." Or was it you?
No, it was the waitress. It was definitely the waitress, not me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, our waitress struggled a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
fine.
They all seemed like they were all having a bad time.
Marla ordered a s'mores milkshake, and they
Adult.
brought out a s'mores cake. Very much not adult. We got that for free, though. It was really fucking weird. Glad we didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah, the marshmallow was awful.
And-
it had a cake with graham cracker underneath, a giant nasty marshmallow on top, and the bowl of ice cream.
Oh, right. I forgot about the most disappointing part of all. So I did not want to order an alcoholic milkshake. Number one, because they were $10. But number two, because Marla had already ordered hers and made clear that it was not like really heavily alcoholed. So I just got a regular cookies and cream milkshake. Oh my God. It was lukewarm and tragic. I gave it to my husband. It was awful.
It was okay.
It was awful. The most disappointing thing.
Marla said that she got a s'mores milkshake, and it tasted like nothing but vanilla.
Yes. She said it was like vanilla with like graham cracker and chocolate sprinkled on top, and that was it. That's all it was.
She said that they put, vanilla vodka in
Yep.
it? God, I can just taste the fakeness.
Yeah. I probably wasn't even any vodka in it.
Yeah, probably not. They probably forgot adult on it.
Yep.
So what do you want to give Sickies Garage?
After talking about it, I want to lower my rating. But I know yours is not terrible. It was not enjoyable, really.
I didn't hate it. It was just not
It was really underwhelming.
It was way
incredibly underwhelming.
Yeah, after all that promotion, oh God.
I was so excited about that burger, and it was just huge disappointment.
Yeah.
Salty bomb.
Salty bomb. So what are you rating it?
I'm kind of thinking more, meh. It's meh. I want to say garbage, but I don't know that it's like Twisted Root bad.
No, Twisted Root was everything about Twisted Root was wrong.
Yeah. Or at least like they had some almost hits. Almost. Mostly misses. Near misses.
It almost felt like they were having an off night.
Yeah, our waitress was definitely having an off night. Yeah. That was unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, it almost felt like everybody was having an off night. Apart from that, it was decent. I mean,
I'd be more willing to give it a second chance than I would be Twisted Root.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to drive all the way down to Kissimmee just to go there. Fuck
If
no.
we're stuck down there someday, maybe, but we're not gonna seek it out.
Maybe.
We should definitely give Twisted Root another chance soon.
Ah,
No,
ah.
no,
No. No, I'm
no.
good. I'm good.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get in some housekeeping so we can end the shit show. All right. Again, Patreon plug. $2 a month gets you extra episodes, votes in the Patreon backlog of Doom polls. And remember to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at anovelconsole and on Facebook at facebook.com/anovelconsole. Don't forget that you can also tell your friends that they can find the show on most major podcast streaming platforms or that they can listen on YouTube by searching for a Novel Console. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. We'd be ever so grateful. It would
You're
also
really struggling with my script, aren't
it would
you?
also be awesome if you could leave reviews on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts so that more people can find us. You should do that part of the housekeeping.
Oh my God.
You can also email us at anovelconsole@gmail.com and we will read your email on the show. And our art was done by Metamorphic A. You can find her on Instagram and her link is in the show notes. And is there anything you want to say before we end the show, Karradyne?
Tell my husband that he should stop asking me which games he should play and then never go with my choice.
I did go with your choice for next week.
Not really.
Yes, I did.
Mm-mm.
Yes, I did.
Mm-mm.
Anyways, you want to say goodbye to everyone?
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.